Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually checked how many subscriptions you're paying for even though you're not using it anymore? Let it be Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, YouTube Premium, or even that gym membership that you signed up for during New Year's resolution but never used it. Now, what if I told you on average, Americans lose $200 a year on forgotten or unused subscriptions? Sure, $200 doesn't sound that big, but if you're going to put that to work and invest it, that can compound into something relatively decent. It's not much, but still far better than just going down a drain. Unfortunately, our modern day way of life has made spending so frictionless and effortless that you don't even feel it anymore. And that's precisely how companies want it to be, which is also the hidden cost of convenience. But in this video, we're going to be changing all of that. I'll be breaking all of this down on how convenience quietly keeps you broke, the psychology behind it, and most important of all, how you could take back control without living under a rock. The rise of effortless spending. Let's start with something straightforward. Spending money has never been easier. Back in the day, you would have to pull out cash, count it, hand it over, and actually feel that money leaving your hand and your wallet getting thinner. Today, that process has been taken over by a single tap on your phone. Apple Pay, Google Pay, one-click checkouts, they've all completely removed the friction between wanting something and buying it. And that psychological barrier, that was your last line of defense, which has now been completely wiped out. A 2021 working paper from Copenhagen School of Business found that people were willing to pay up to 22% to 54% more for items purchased with a debit card than over cash. Now, why is that the case? It's simple, because the pain of paying is gone. You just don't feel the loss anymore as you did with cash. And the worst part, the technology industry knows that all very well. And that's why Amazon pioneered the one-click checkout, not just because it makes it buying easier, but to make you buy faster before you even think twice. And this is why a 2024 US e-commerce sales hit $1.2 trillion, double of what it was back in 2019. Basically, the easier it is to spend, the harder it is to save. And with the ways that things are moving, this trend will keep on rising. Subscriptions you forgot about. Now, let's talk about subscriptions. On average, the typical American household now pays for 5.4 subscription services. I don't know how you can have 0.4, but there you go. And here's the scariest part. When different households were asked on how much they were actually spending on subscriptions per year, nearly half of consumers underestimated their spending. A 2022 survey by C+R Research found that 42% of consumers admitted they had stopped using a subscription service but forgot that they were still paying for it. Think about that for a second. You're paying for convenience even when it's not convenient anymore. And there's a reason why I call them the sneakiest wealth drain of them all. But why is this happening in the first place? Let's take a look at what science says. When it comes to paying for subscriptions and then forgetting about them, this is what behavioral economists call subscription creep. Streaming platforms, digital tools, cloud storage, food boxes, fitness apps, even your toothbrush might have a subscription now. This might start small with just $5 here, $10 there, but it sneakily stacks up on the back end. And the business model behind all of this is genius. People set it and forget it. Companies understand when they make a very convenient product, people won't cancel it and they'll keep it maybe and use it for later, which in most cases, it doesn't happen. The buy now, pay later trap. Now let's talk about the biggest trap of them all of modern consumer finance, the buy now, pay later model. And you've seen it. Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, Apple Pay, Google Pay, just 4 easy payments of $25. It sounds harmless, right? But this system has quietly grown into a $500 billion global industry. And their pitch is convenience sprinkled with instant gratification without the guilt of spending. But what it actually does is disconnect the act of buying from the feeling of paying. A 2022 Financial Health Network survey found that over 30% of buy now, pay later users reported have spent more than what they would have if that option wasn't available. Now, here's what's happening behind the doors. You're splitting your payments on items that don't appreciate. Things like clothes, electronics, entertainment. When you combine that and multiply buy now, pay later purchases, you're basically juggling like 10 mini loans without even realizing it. A 2021 survey commissioned by Credit Karma found that over 34% of buy now, pay later users have fallen behind on one or more payments, which is extremely concerning. And that's why buy now, pay later isn't helping you buy smarter. It's helping you just buy more. Some of these buy now, pay laters now reports to credit bureaus. So missing a payment can cost you your credit score. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want to learn more about how to beat the financial traps that most people fall for, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I drop new videos every single week on money, psychology, investing, crypto, and wealth building tips. All right, now let's get back to the video. The psychology behind convenience spending. So, why are we addicted to convenience? It all boils down to dopamine and decision fatigue. Every time you click buy now, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine, the same chemical that drives social media addiction. It feels great and as it's instantly rewarding. As per a research report by MIT Sloan School published in 2021, showed that digital transactions triggered stronger rewards in the brain than physical cash transactions. So you're literally being wired to spend money. Now combine that with decision fatigue and the mental exhaustion from making too many choices in the day, and then it's unsurprising that convenience becomes irresistible. Now, your willpower is depleted, and that $8 latte and that $15 DoorDash order feels very justified. And guess what? The algorithm knows your weak points better than you do. Companies use predictive analytics to show you what you're most likely to buy at that exact moment that you're most likely to crave something. It's as wild and dystopian as it gets. And worst of all, it's not random. It's engineered spending. They are literally experts designing this system to target your weak points, and then you have to pay for something that you don't actually need, and then you get a tiny dopamine hit of. How convenience keeps you poor. Now let's connect all the dots. Every tiny subscription, every tiny impulse purchase, every buy now, pay later payment that you make, they're all there to drain your cash flow. And without this cash flow, you lose your biggest wealth building tool, your ability to invest early and consistently. Let's do some basic math here. If you cut the convenience spending from unused subscription services, extra delivery costs, and impulse purchases, saving you $200 per month, and instead investing that and getting a 10% annual return, you would nearly have $400,000 after 30 years. And that's not some pocket change. That's part of your retirement fund. But because the spending feels invisible, most people never realize what's going on. And that's why the average savings rate in the US is around 4.6%. It's not that we're earning less, it's just that we're spending without noticing because the system is built around us. And that's the craziest part. We think that we're in control of our money, but in reality, algorithm controls our attention and attention controls our spending. Every app out there, from Instagram to Uber Eats, is built around micro optimizations, the perfect color, the perfect timing, the perfect nudge. They are all designed to make you act without thinking. According to some estimates, Americans make about 10 impulse purchases every single month. That's 120 impulse purchases per year. Unfortunately, that's the real illusion that most of us live in. We feel like we're choosing and we're in control, but in reality, none of that is true. How to take back control. Now, I know it's been depressing so far, but let's fix this. Here's how you can beat the system without giving up your comfort. First, build a habit of auditing your subscriptions at least once a quarter. You could use apps like Rocket Money to see all your recurring charges, and the rule is simple. If you haven't used something in 30 days, cancel it. That $15 that you save from canceling that subscription may not sound like much, but when you multiply that by 10, that's real money. Second, use the friction principle. Make it slightly more complicated to spend money, and that could be a lifesaver. Delete saved credit cards from your browser, turn off one-click checkouts. This will help you reintroduce that pain of paying. And that slight pause can save you hundreds per month. And third, budget backwards. Instead of tracking every single expense that you made, decide your investing goals first. Say you're committed to investing $400 per month. Now, let's see what's left for spending. Now, this will help you flip the script to ensure that your money is working for you, not against you. Fourth, delay by 24 hours. Whenever you see something that you want, try to wait at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours. So if you still want it after 24 or 48 hours, then go ahead, go buy it. You see, most of the time, that urge of buying something disappears. It's our brain craving some dopamine through impulse purchases. When you build a system around that, you save a lot. And this rule is something that I always use myself whenever I see something that I want, and it always works. Fifth, Automate your savings, not spending. There's a reason why every subscription company automates withdrawals. You could also do this for yourself. Automate your savings or investings to run before your discretionary spendings. Remember, you can't outrun a system that is designed to make you spend, but you could create your own system to save yourself. The big picture, here's the truth. Convenience isn't evil. It's one of the most lavish luxuries of our time. But like every good thing out there, there's always some hidden cost associated with it. One that is easy to ignore until it's too late. The average person today isn't going broke because they're buying luxury items. They're going broke because they're bleeding their paychecks with $10, $20, $30 at a time over and over and over and over again. Remember, it's not about giving up your comfort. It's just that you need to get conscious of your spending. Track whatever is automated. Add friction back to where it matters, and remember, convenience should make your life easier, not your future harder. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of people who never stop to think about all of this. In the end, it all comes down to being mindful and building a system that works for you, not against you. If you want to see more videos that help you understand how money really works and how you could help grow this into a long-term thing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also drop a like while you're at it. And before going anywhere, let me know in the comments down below, what is one convenience expense that you're cutting this week? Because awareness is the first step towards financial freedom. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.